Hi, Sean Doyle here from Recirc IT. 9300s, 9200s, 9500s, don't do it, is the topic of this conversation. Why do I say that? This is an anecdote just coming from last week. A client of ours, an education facility in Australia, are going out to tender currently to replace all of their 3850 switches. And as part of a campus refresh, and the opportunity here is to replace that with 40 of these 9300 switches. So I had a conversation with that client and said, why would you be doing that, to be doing the replacement? Unfortunately for those guys, the end of vulnerability assessment has come around for the 3850. So the security team are saying that they have to replace them. So what's the big deal? Well, if we look at it, and if we look at what we know historically about the likes of Cisco, the 9300 switch was untold, and this I could be right or wrong about this, but they typically went to market around 2017 or 2018, which basically now makes them about 7 years old. So what do we know about the lifecycle management of Cisco, or of these switches in particular? What we typically know is from the point in time that they are released, as they go through the different their aging, they go through a number of different milestones. And if we take the predecessor in mind and look at the life cycle of that particular product, then we know that around typically the 7 or 8 year mark, they will announce the end of sale process for that product. And then within 1 to 2 years, they will then announce the end of software support for that product. And then potentially within 5 years after that, they will announce the end of life period. So this client in particular, this education facility, is looking at embarking on that as a new product, which puts them around about here in terms of that timeline. What we know based on historical reference points is within the next year or 2 years, they will be announcing the end of sale period for that product, and also the end of vulnerability, and then the end of life. So for a customer who's looking to aim to the 7-year refresh program, if this or any of you right now are doing refreshes, looking at these particular products, be warned that there may be the potential of that end of sale, end of software support, and end of life, which means this useful life that you might be looking towards may only be somewhere in and around the 3-year period. So what we're saying to our customers is to look at a different scenario. And what we do know, if this was also if we were to look at the cost of those, so there's a number of different factors. It's either because the devices are going end of life, or it's because the cost of the support of those devices, and if we're talking about this 3850, the cost of the support of those devices is gradually creeping up. So if I was one of your account reps, I would say the easiest way to save money is, if you're looking at this is the cost of your support, which is 3, and you want to drop that cost, then drop that by the new product here, and then your support costs will drop to 1. So you make a saving. So our business focuses on doing the opposite. So we remove the end of life milestones and we drop the cost of that product. So our recommendation would be to think very seriously. Ask the OEMs if there is a end of sale date coming around, or an end of life date for these 93 or 9200s, and think seriously about whether you sit on the current platform and skip this generation, because maybe in the next year or 2, we're going to see the successor to these products come out, and you might want to kind of hold on and wait to them. So if you want independent advice outside of these end of sale, end of life, and these increasing costs, then please feel free to reach out to us.